Hello! Hello! Active Sage here on the same channel. That is Sleep, Art, Game, and Eat. And I'm pretty sure I'm bringing that back now since this is slightly enjoyable and memorable. Anyway, today we're in a game called Colony Survival. What is Colony Survival? Why does it look like Minecraft? Well, because it's a slightly interesting block-based game. I'm going to load up a world I've been playing in and basically give you a tour of it. So let's do a F1 and get that off screen. Yes, indeed, it loads up pretty quick. And like I said, it's a lot like Minecraft. In fact, it's a fair bit like Minecraft. You got your blocky trees, you got your blocky grass, you got your blocky dirt, you got your blocky stone. In fact, this is Mindstone. In Minecraft, it would be cobblestone, but here it's this sort of nice looking stuff. Now, the game itself, where it differs heavily from Minecraft, and of course the games that came before Minecraft, is the fact that it has bunches of NPCs. And these NPCs are all sort of given jobs by you. As in the fact, if I want to have an NPC going ahead and harvesting crops, we could go ahead and run down this way. Ooh, hippity-hop. Down we go, down we go, down we go. Out into this opening. And we can go ahead and do our number 1 key, do a left click to bring this up, and we can actually go ahead and set, let's say, just a wheat farm. And so now I can right click here, drag this out, and right click again, and that's going to be a wheat farm now. Unfortunately, we don't have an NPC down here, so we can go ahead and press I. This is the stockpile inventory. Basically, it's just a universal inventory that any NPC and yourself can access from pretty much anywhere. You will want to put little chests down for your NPCs to access it, but you'll be able to access it from pretty much wherever. But we could put down another bed, plop right there, so now that's a place for a new NPC to sleep. And we could go ahead and now do our number 2 key, do a right click, and recruit a colonist. And this is where at the top left you'll see that we now have 50 beds, which means we can have 50 colonists, and we now have 47 colonists. Previously we only had 46. So when I did that, it summoned a new colonist at a flag up there inside our base, which is a little bit hard to see our base, but it's that large sort of stony structure up there that I'm still working on. Anyway, from inside of there, a new NPC will have spawned, and he'll start running his way all the way down here and start working on this farm, because it was the latest objective or anything that we had placed in. I can place in a bunch of these, and when I spawn NPCs, they'll come and do those in the order that I built them. As in, I build one NPC, he'll do the first one of those jobs that I assign, but he won't do the other ones. Each NPC only does a specific job. Now, to properly protect this place, we're probably going to want to go ahead and box it in pretty well with him. I'm not exactly sure what will happen with him in here, having him completely isolated from the rest of the world. I guess this is going to be a live test. You will be able to have seen him coming down the mountain there a second ago. There he is, coming down here. And he'll go ahead and start planting. Now, unfortunately, he is going to need one thing, and that is a chest. Remember I mentioned earlier the fact that you would need a chest for the NPCs to access the stockpile, so I'll put that in there. He'll go ahead, get the seeds out of that, which I guess he already did, and he'll start planting the seeds for a wheat farm. Now I'm going to go ahead and do I and really quickly grab some more stone and make sure I stonewall this guy in here nice and safe so that when night falls, he's not going to get eaten, because like Minecraft and similar games, enemies do come out at night, which I honestly think is, well, yes, a cliche mechanic, but quite an enjoyable mechanic. Enemies in this game are only zombies at the moment, and they cannot go over 2-block high walls, nor will they fall down a 2-block high trench. So if I was to just dig a 2-block deep trench here, that would have worked as well. So you can see we ran out of stone. I can left click this, get another 50, put it on my hotbar, and there you go. It instantly teleports it out of your stockpile. You don't have to keep going back to a inventory block or something to grab that, which I think is actually quite useful. Let me see, go ahead and finish this off. Now, the game does have something to keep you from blocking everything off completely like this, and it says that food will be gobbled down twice as fast daily. And what is this food mechanic I've suddenly mentioned? Well, this game has a sort of food setup where, let me just go ahead and make sure this guy is got his nice little area. I'm not sure exactly how it determines where enemies spawn. I'm not sure if it's lighting or whatnot, so we're just going to put some torches in here as well. Make sure he's pretty safe in here. There we go. Nothing's going to be able to get to him in theory now, but there is a food requirement for every single NPC you hire. So if we were to go to this and right click and say recruit a colonist, you can see here in the middle it says colonists require 5 food per day. And recruiting them in the first place requires you to have a spare bed for them. And you can see at the top left, we did have 50 beds. We only have 47 colonists, so we could recruit one right now. And 50 food to start out. Now this is where we're going to talk about food. Top right corner of the screen there, you'll see that it says food, 2,842.2 food. because that's all the food we have in our stockpile. If I was to actually go ahead and press I, you'll be able to see here that we have a bunch of bread here, 653. You can also eat, I believe it is, yes, these, just pure wheat, even though it's only like 0.4 of a food or something like that per each. So we have enough food to recruit them. As I mentioned though, per day, again at the top right, you'll be able to see that food use by day. We use 235 food every single day. You'll also notice something there called arrows. You can see we have 444 of those arrows. Now, why is arrows a resource that you would need on your HUD? Well, remember I mentioned enemies are going to come at you at night? Well, it's nighttime now, and as I'm hopping up here, you'll see that we have a bunch of archers set up. And these guys' job here is to defend our base from the zombies that'll be coming at us. And unfortunately, they seem to be shooting at their arrows at a different angle that I'm not used to them shooting at. Ah, yes. And you can see there's the zombies coming in right now, channeling and finding a way up into our base over our nice pretty cherry trees. But luckily we have 6 archers there, and so they start shooting them down as they come up. And again, that's why it's on your UI, so you can tell if things are going to go wrong. So you can basically tell if your guys are going to end up running out of ammunition, so you can keep building more ammo. Now, that might seem like a lot of stuff to do, of course, if you didn't have NPCs. By the way, I'm just taking that out, that way they'll have to repath. Yep. You're repathing. They're not going to try to path up here, which I found works pretty well, where they try to jump up these stones and shoot them off. The reason I don't just wall things in, though, was what I was mentioning earlier about food cost per day increasing. If you were to just wall yourself in, it pretty much doubles food cost per day. So instead of it being 235 food that we would need every single day, it would be 400, or actually, yeah, 470. Yes, is that correct? Yes, I believe 70 food per day. So we haven't done that. That's why we have the steps up. In fact, though, we could seal off a lot of our stuff, like that little guy, but the food won't double unless this, I believe, is sealed off. We could actually go ahead and do a test really quickly here. Take some of these bricks, which, by the way, you just get these as soon as you mine stone. Boop, boop, boop. And then, actually, we need to get through there. We'll just left click. It breaks blocks down with that little progress bar. There's no pickaxes or anything that you yourself can use. You can make them, you just can't use them. You need them for setting up miners, which I'll be explaining in just a second here. Boop, 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 boop. So, there we go. That's sealed off. Yep, and now you can see it's ×6, it says at the top right. So, we're absolutely going to open that up. Okay, woo! Woo! And that basically activates siege mode, where things start going really wrong. You see, that would have been extremely expensive for us there if we had done that. So you can seal off pieces of your base. You just cannot seal off the town center, sort of, your flag. There's an exact word for it, but I can't remember the name of it right now. Anyway, this underground area we're in right now is the main sleeping hall for all of my NPCs. If I press G and turn on a torch, you can see we got a bunch of NPCs all sleeping in here at night. They go Betty Buys. And you can see I've expanded it back quite a bit. A few spare beds still back here. Also, your guards will need beds. They'll never use them, but they will need them. Yeah, there we go. Lots and lots of beds. And you will notice another hallway I was going down earlier. Ooh, that one actually got pretty close. I guess it's probably alright. Well, if they're just coming up right there, that should be fine. Anyway, you can see this hallway here, and just as the day is starting, everyone wakes up and they all go to work. And yes, quite a few people we do have right here. And you see the one there with the slash through the icon above his head? That means he's missing a resource. He needs wheat. Or actually, he needs the grains. No, he needs the wheat, yes. So as these crops get ready, some of the NPCs out here, like I believe this guy right here, he'll go ahead and start harvesting the crop. So he picks it, plants a new one, and then once he's done enough of that to fill up his inventory, he'll drop it off into the supply crate. And that's of course linked to the stockpile with everything else we were talking about way down below at that first little area we set up. Once he does that, these guys will take that out of the supply crate that we have right here. They automatically go to the nearest ones. There we go. You can see he grabbed it. Those guys have gone and tried to grab any. There was only enough for these two guys. He wasn't able to get any. That's why we have so many wheat farms. We're trying to up production of wheat. Oh, wait, is he going to get some now? Did somebody else drop some off? They did. So anyway, these guys are grinding that down. And then we come over to, I believe it was, which one of you buggers? They're grinding it down. And then, yes, these guys down here. They're baking it up. So you can see these guys, we have 3 ovens. I'm trying to up my production like crazy, so I have tons and tons of food, but these guys are actually taking the ground wheat and cooking it into bread. So that's our whole food production line here. And you see another one got busy on it. So it's pretty nifty. You can also see some other stuff here. These are, I believe, crafting tables. So remember I was mentioning running out of arrows. These guys Oops, I almost placed a torch. That would have been unideal. These guys have a set quota, and these all share the same quota, I believe. So we've told them to make 4 beds. So they'll make sure that in the stockpile there's always at least 4 beds. So you can see right now they're all just sitting there with a check mark pretty much because there's nothing left to do. They've created everything I've told them to build. But if we were to go ahead and tell them, hey, you know what, 400 arrows, we went through like a few of those last night. I know we got a bit excess, but let's go ahead and say 500 arrows. Press enter on that. Once they're finished with their idle, you can see they're all going and grabbing, oh, time to build up arrows. And that, of course, building the arrows took wood planks. We also have a queue set up to build wood planks. So he's going ahead and making sure we had more wood planks to replenish the wood planks we used up. And away they go making arrows. You also need iron for that, which comes to these guys here, where they're currently smelting gold at these 2 forges, but they'll also smelt iron. If they get gold smelted, it comes to this guy, who goes ahead and turns it into gold coins. Since you're sort of the king, you make gold coins. From there, you can take the gold coins, and you can use this little thing over, where is it? Where did I put it? Did I lose it? Where have I put it? Oh, right here. Right. What? Yes. I got confused. Gold coin guy here, out of the smeltery thing, comes over to this guy here, who you can actually set limits on stuff that he will buy. And basically he'll use gold coins to, like this, yeah, 200 gold coins to get flax seed. And then once you have the flax seed, you can set up your own farm in the same way we did at the beginning. Now, you might be asking yourself, where do we get iron? In fact, you're probably not asking yourself that. You're probably just asking me why I'm not showing you where we get iron. So we'll go down our mine right here, and pretty much at the base of the world you find endless resources. Literally endless, as in they continue to respawn forever. In fact, they don't even get used up. They're just permanently mined. They're a resource that keeps getting mined up, which is an interesting way to do it, but kind of acceptable. I find it almost like an RTS where you have certain spots that get mined, and unfortunately, not like an RTS, they don't get mined out. I don't know, maybe it's acceptable here. Anyway, you can see all of our miners here, currently completely lacking any animation, all going about their sort of mining tasks, where I've assigned these guys to gold, this guy to, what is this? I can't even remember. I'll mine some up myself. Actually, you can't even see it showing up. We need a spare slot in our inventory. So mine that up, and it is clay. We're getting clay from that. So got guys getting clay, guys getting gold, guys getting copper, more copper, just standard stone, because I found I was using so much of it building structures outside. Quartz, not sure what that's used for yet. More gold, got another copper guy down there, and yet another, this is a coal guy, he's getting coal. We only needed 1 currently, because it seems like we're getting a stockpile of coal. Yep, we're at 107. We might need some more, so I'll just assign another guy to that later. I think we'll be fine with the amounts that we have. Anyway, these guys have their own beds up here. They all sleep in this sort of cramped area, not quite as nice as the areas up above where everyone has their own rooms, but hey, it gets the job done. And I guess now, since I've shown you all around there we go, up to the top. And since I've shown you everything down there, I can go ahead and show you just my overall structure here. All the farmlands that we do have set up here, which I've set up pretty much to be the same on each terrace here. The top one's a little bit different, but each of these has enough room for 3 10 by 10 areas with a little bit of leftover space for the farmers to work. And each of these areas has a little spot behind it right back here with 4 bedroom areas. So it's 3 needed and 1 extra one. And I'm pretty sure the NPCs automatically find their way back there. Do kind of wish there was a way to assign them, but for the time being, it's pretty good. As for the world itself, if we wanted to go exploring, well, what could we do exploring-wise? Well, it's a big old procedurally generated world, or at least I'm pretty sure it's procedural. I went exploring earlier and was able to go pretty far away without finding any edge of the world. It looks like there's an edge there, but more stuff does load in as we explore. I found some mountain terraces and stuff, but I decided I wanted to come back here and continue building on this base. That's, by the way, the barracks that I've built up there. I intended for those guys to sleep in there. Sometimes other NPCs seem to, though. But overall, it's pretty nifty. Again, like Minecraft, not exactly as in-depth as it, but it does allow you to go ahead and not put a wheat farm in there. Assign NPCs to do stuff like miner, flax farmer, wheat farmer, forester, berry farmer, and all of that. And it seems to work fairly good overall. Like this guy, he just chops down trees. He does his job well. Anyway, guys and gals, I think that'll be about it. Last thing to check is see, did our little guy down there survive the night? I think we can see right now he did, but let's go ahead and try to run down there real quick, shall we? Woo. and eat some food, get our health back since we took some fall damage there. And down here, over we go, and yep, sure enough, looks like he's fine. So, looks like the only time you get penalized for boxing your people in directly would be when, ooh, zombies, nice little dandy, is when you block off your sort of town hall flag thing. So, yippee doodle days. Anyway, the last thing we're going to do, I think, is go ahead and, what was it, /cheats on, okay, and then set /set flight true, and then we can press F to fly. And so you can see our base as it is right now. Still has a lot to do. I want to bring these mountainsides straight down. Remember I said enemies cannot drop more than a 2-block high thing, so they will never drop off of this, which means they're funneled in. In the future I'm going to try to set up a lot more stuff to ensure they don't. He's like, right now I think they might be able to come up here and I guess they still wouldn't drop off. It's more than 2, isn't it? So I don't know. I might change some things in the future, build our area up a bit more. And I want to keep doing some terraces, that way we can have more than enough food to deal with any possible population growth. Maybe I'll do another video on this, maybe I won't, I don't know. If I end up building up some huge city, as I do like to build in the mountainsides and just continue building out and cover everything in stone, who knows, maybe you'll end up seeing another video from me on this. As for it is now, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video look at this game, Colony Survival. It's a pretty darn nifty game, and yeah, I like it. I like it. It sort of scratches that Minecraft itch I've had for a while, but not wanted to really go back to Minecraft. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. Ta-ta.